Next up today, we move on to the Philadelphia Eagles. It's probably not a great time to be an Eagles fan right now, and the team are a stark warning of how quickly great teams can crumble into dust. Look at my works, ye mighty, and despair. The team finished bottom of the NFC East in 2020 with a 4-11-1 record. Just as a reminder, the NFC East was by far the weakest division in the National Football League, and the Eagles could only win 2 out of 6 games. The other 2 wins came against injury-ravaged 49ers and Saints sides. The team will be rebuilding with a new head coach and new starting quarterback. Doug Marrone was sacked while Carson Wentz got traded to Indianapolis. Unfortunately for the team, a huge chunk of his salary cap hit had to stay behind, and they'll be eating $33 million of dead money from his contract this year. Those vomit-inducing figures mean that the rebuild has to happen almost exclusively through the draft, with free agency being out of the question. The team has only brought in 3 new players this offseason, ex-Vikings Anthony Harris and Eric Wilson, as well as quarterback Joe Flacco, all on great value, cheap one-year deals. The team has 11 picks going into this year's draft, including the 12th overall in round 1, the 37th in the 2nd, 2 third-rounders, a 4th, a 5th, 3 6ths, and 2 7ths. There are pressing needs all over this team, but there should be a sense of urgency at cornerback and linebacker. The team managed to retain Alex Singleton and signed Eric Wilson on a short-term deal as previously mentioned. However, the linebacking unit as a whole is massively underwhelming. Neither of the 3 starters are close to elite, and it would be great if a team could add a middle or strong side linebacker to kickstart the rebuild on D. There is a small chance that Parsons falls to the team. If he is on the board at 12, the Eagles have got to take him, though unfortunately I think he ends up in Denver. With Parsons gone, the Eagles will probably get most value from their 12th pick by switching over to cornerback. Darius Slay was added to the team ahead of the 2020 season and was a decent pickup, but unfortunately Avonte Maddox simply hasn't been good enough on the opposite side. At 12th overall, the Eagles should be in a prime spot to take the second cornerback off the board at worst. This would probably be JC Horn, assuming the Cowboys take Patrick Surtain, and he'd be a Game 1 starter and an instant upgrade. Whichever way the team does things, a good cornerback like Georgia's Eric Stokes or a high potential linebacker like Kentucky's Jamin Davis should still fall to them at the start of the second. Wide receiver remains an issue on this team following Jalen Reagor's massively disappointing rookie campaign. 11 wideouts were taken in the first 50 picks of last year's draft, and Reagor clearly had the worst 2020 out of all of them. Injury certainly did not help his cause, but even when fit, he never looked like he deserved his lofty pick. The team still needs a dominant X-receiver who can beat cornerbacks to contested catches. One of the reasons that the Eagles quarterbacks ate so many sacks last year was because they had to rely on wide receivers finding separation rather than winning contests. I've seen mocks showing Rondale Moore going to the Eagles in round 2, but for me that's not the right type of player, and therefore not the right pick. If a team do go wide receiver on day 2, they should be looking at LSU's Terrace Marshall Jr., An even better selection, though, would probably be Nico Collins. The 6'4" prospect out of Michigan has high upside and would represent a bargain on day 3. Beyond these positions, the Eagles have to bring in additional depth on both sides of the line as well. Their Super Bowl 52 victory laid its foundations in the trenches. However, as we saw from last season when Lane Johnson went down, there isn't too much behind the starters. It's going to be a long road back to the top for this team, and the 2020 draft is a vital first step in kicking off the rebuild for the Philadelphia Eagles.